welcome everybody. I'm going to talk to a couple of the Bucks players, 4 of them to be exact. Let's start with the youngest on the floor at this point, and the Bucks' #1 draft pick, Joe Alexander. And I know a lot of you are anxious to see him play. And I guess, Joe, my initial question for you as I think about what people might like to hear you address is, I know you've watched the NBA even though playing college ball, and you're trying to project yourself into training camp, preseason, and the regular season. What do you think will be the greatest challenges for you individually?
The greatest challenge is definitely going to be dealing with an 82-game season. It's so much longer than the college season. But other than that, the game is played at such a higher level in the NBA. Everyone's a lot faster and so much bigger, and having to deal with that night in and night out is going to be a big adjustment, but I'm definitely ready for it.
And that means the travel that comes with it, huh, Joe?
Right.
Okay, Joe Alexander, thank you very much. You know Andrew Bogut. Andrew had a wonderful season last season. We expect more of that this year, not only at the defensive end, but all of the accomplishments he had at the offensive end in terms of rebounding and scoring. And Andrew, you just signed an extension. I spoke to you briefly yesterday, and I think I can speak for most people that I talk to as I move around the city and the state, how excited they are that you decided to extend here, and you're another one of those players. This is where you want to be. This is where you've elected to say, I like living here and I want to play here. And I guess I'd like you just to address that for our fans.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, buying a house here was a big thing for me, and did that at the start of last season. So there's no reason why I would want to stay in Milwaukee, besides the reason that we need to win a few more games. So.
Well, and you obviously international person, international player. This summer was pretty demanding for you. You turned your ankle. How is it?
I was fine. Just a bad sprain. I was out for about 2 weeks, but I've been back in full training for probably the last 10 days to 2 weeks, so it's been pretty good.
Are we going to have this hairstyle all year, or are we going to go back to the short one?
I don't know. I might get something like you going. We'll see what happens.
Okay. Andrew Bogut. Richard Jefferson. Now, I was thinking about this when this trade was made, and I don't know that Scott or John or anyone's heard me say this, but I'm thinking about every trade that was made here through the years and trying to think of each one. And I might say, Richard, that the Oscar Robertson trade might have been the best trade ever for the Milwaukee Bucks, but that puts you in pretty good territory when I mention his name. But I think this is one of the best trades the Bucks have ever made. This man is an outstanding player and a great individual. Obviously, when you're traded, there are adjustments. You've lived in Manhattan for 8 years. That's quite a place to live. How are you handling this adjustment, and how do you look forward to this team?
I'm excited. It's a great opportunity. I take with me a lot of good memories from New Jersey. Most of them are very, very positive. And so, you know, it's time for a new chapter in my life, moving on, and I'm excited about the opportunities.
I guess one other thing for you, this man is not only an excellent offensive player, he's an outstanding defensive player, and that's been a focus for this season. Scott Skiles has already addressed that, and I guess I'd like you to just talk a little bit about being a better defensive team. I know you weren't with the Bucks last year, but you certainly played against this team, and the emphasis that you're going to see there.
Well, you know, the best success I've ever had on the basketball court on any level, you know, every team that I've played on has always been a good defensive team. And so that's just something that you try and take with you. I look forward to learning from Coach Skiles, and you know, I still believe that there's a lot of improvements that I can make on the defensive end. So I'm looking forward to taking that and trying to carry over them into this season.
One more quality person for the Bucks, Richard Jefferson. I can't get too close to the glow is still, the glow pushes me away. Our Olympian, Michael Redd. You know, Mike, I know you've addressed this 1,000 times, but for these fans, would you just put into perspective the experience you had playing on the Olympic team and winning a gold medal?
Amazing. I was just sharing with Richard our experiences, and you can't beat it. It was awesome. The fact that we won was even greater. So I had a wonderful experience over there. It was all worth it.
Well, I think it would be appropriate for you to address this. While you've been busy on the Olympic team, a lot of changes occurred here with the Milwaukee Bucks. I don't know if you read about them 2 or 3 days later when you were in China or what, but I guess I'd like for you to address the changes that have occurred and how you feel about them.
Well, I love them. I love them, and I know most of these guys are on our team now. And, you know, I love what we've done. One of my teammates on the Olympic team reminded me of what we did that morning with the Mo Williams trade. LeBron told me that morning, and I said, I didn't know. And so, you know, but hopefully it'll work out for him, and it'll definitely work out for us. And I'm happy with what we've done. We got a great team, and hopefully we can perform.
Okay, on behalf of all these players, I will say, and for the ones that don't know yet, that haven't played in Milwaukee on any large scale yet, I will tell you, we appreciate the fans in this city, in this state, and we know there have been a few bleak years. It's going to be better this year. Thanks for being here, everybody. Ted?